It's a small subculture, a small community of people, and strength in numbers. It's just that simple. My name is Aaron Chine, and I'm an artist.
I'm Paul Klauser. I'm the owner of National Fire and Water Repair. We're a general contracting company, construction company.
Well, I moved out here about 5 years ago, and it was kind of right at the start of the alley. So it's right around the corner from where I live. It was a place to put artwork, a place where you could put artwork to do good for your community. And I had an art show, invited a bunch of people from the area. Ended up getting a phone call a couple days later from Joe Grady, who does a lot of stuff with the alley, and we just kind of went from there.
Art is so important, and if you would have asked me this 20 years ago, I wouldn't have known how to answer that question. Because as I said in the beginning, I really don't know anything about art. But the reality is that if you look at a city, if it was all about work, people already have jobs. People go to work every day. Art is a distraction. It's an expression of life that you don't normally have on a day-to-day basis, 8 hours a day like you have work. So, what brings a community back, what brings a community together, it is the art, because the art gives an avenue for the average common man to be able to go out and experience something on a very personal level.
I don't really label myself particularly just a street artist. A lot of people have like a bad stigma of it. They think of, illegal people like vandalizing and spray painting the sides of buildings and stuff. I try to consider myself an artist of all media, but I do street art. I do public installations, bike racks, sculptures, paintings, things that are murals that are outside, visible to the public.
Why would I invest in that? Why wouldn't I? I mean, it's just a great way to be able to interact with the community. It does wonderful things. It brings people out. You get to see people at their best when you get art going and you get the people out to see the art. Why wouldn't you do it?
There's two very different forms of public art like that, street art. Yeah, getting a can of spray paint and write your gang logo or whatever it is that they write on the side of the building, and the other one is, coming together, meeting with members of the community, coming up with a proposal and a plan for what to install and where to put it, what makes the most sense, and then doing a good job on installing it, putting artwork somewhere, making it better than it was before. It brings culture to your community. Like Dave Grohl's Alley, for example. Now there's a ton of artwork. They have festivals back there, music, sell food and beer, and it's become a really cool place for the community to go and enjoy, as opposed to one of those streets that you just kind of like duck around the corner and don't go down.
From an economic standpoint, although I think it's there, I don't know that it's measurable, but it isn't really why I got into it in the first place. I mean, the return on investment that I've seen has been more on a human level. Just the people that I've met that have come from Denmark, Idaho, Virginia, that have come onto the alley because they've seen it on Facebook or whatever, that truly enjoy this.
Yeah, he was from somewhere in Canada. He said he was just driving through. He was staying at the hotel. Someone had told him, I think he went down to the Horseshoe, and someone had told him about the alley. One of his kids was a big Nirvana fan or something, so he was down there taking pictures and shit. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
And it wasn't just a matter of people who were here to take vacation pictures. The one young couple from Virginia, they were here doing a fundraiser for the girl's son, or brother, I'm sorry, had passed away from some disease, and they used this little cutout of him that they would photograph all over the country as a fundraiser for that particular disease. So I wouldn't even know how to measure that, but I mean, if you can measure the return on investment about how much pride it's given me, how much I felt that I'm more within my community, it's just off the chart.
For the community, it's an investment because it's statistically shown that where there's public art and there's art galleries and culture and things to make kids and people coming out of high school proud to be where they live and not just move somewhere else. That's just proven that art does that for a community.
Look, if you're considering about doing something with the arts, you don't even have to know anything about art. Here's what I would suggest you do. Take one chance, just one shot. Go find an artist, go find a project, just do it. the worst thing that could happen, is you'll make a new friend out of it, and you'll maybe get a little better appreciation for what the art community does.